Hey guys! Hey, welcome to our YouTube channel. It's Keleas here with Keleas. I'm excited to share with you a fun bunny door hanger project. We're going to work with this base, some beautiful neutral greenery, and we're going to make a gorgeous bow. And pretty quickly, we're going to have an amazing door hanger. So make sure you heart this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Let's get started. Okay, first of all, here are the supplies we're going to need. We have a bunny door hanger from our shop that you can grab over at Keleas.com. It is all ready to go. It's got the fun gingham in the background with the black and white check. And the pretty cool part is it comes with a grapevine. I think it's actually angel vine here. That is going to work great for us to put the greenery in. So that just comes already around the edge. And it's on a metal frame, so it's good to go. We've got the bunny. Then we've got two different greeneries that have a white flower on them. I'm going for nice and airy. This one has the very popular eucalyptus in it. And this one here has berries and greenery. So I'm getting two that are going to mix nicely together. And that is it. If you wanted to go a little bit fancier, you could have like a cute little burlap carrot or something like that. But we're keeping this very neutral for like a classic design, going on a very classic home that has a white door and beautiful green boxwood and just simple classic design. So it's a little bit different. It's not going to be quite as whimsical as a lot of Easter designs. So we'll need two of those bushes. We're going to use an easy bow maker to make our bow. So we'll need some wire cutters and scissors and a couple of cable ties to make our bow, some big ones and some little ones. And then the other thing we need, of course, is ribbons. So I've got an assortment of 4 ribbons. We're going to stay in the black and white theme. The only thing we added a little pop of yellow is on this daisy. So there you go. There's our supplies for this project, and we're going to get popping. Let's get started. Let's get the fun part going. Okay, y'all, this was a bow that I tied on a Bow Wednesday video on our Facebook page. So you can see it's a little bit oversized for this project, but I thought it'd be fun to have it kind of down at the bottom like that and let those really nice tails hang down the door so you get a nice linear look. So I think we'll tie a similar bow, just a little less full, because we want to be able to see the bunny show up behind the bow too. But that was my inspiration to start this project. So we're going to get our bow maker out. I'm going to put my bunny over to the side. You're going to need your scissors and your wire cutters. And there is our easy bow maker. Here's the palette that I used in that same design. And I'm going to need a couple of cable ties. I usually use a small one and a long one. These are 8 inches and these are 11. Okay. So let me zoom in a little bit on that bow maker and let's get started. So I'm going to start with my white and black stripe in the background. And I'll just take my little pin out. We'll make this a little bit smaller than the one we did on Wednesday. So this is 16 inches long there. I come to the center and then I twist. Now the only thing I want to do here is I want to change the angle of this cut. I like my angle cuts to mirror each other where they're pointing in. So that one's going to point in that way. And I'll come on over here. And instead of at 7 like I did the other bow, we're going to come in at 6. 6 right there. And twist. And you come to the center. 6. And I squish this down. And you'll notice I'm not pressing down those loops. They're very loopy and there is a lot of room in there. And I'll cut this other side to match. And this is what I'm talking about. See how those angle cuts match? Where they're pointing up. Okay? All right, there's our first step. Now, our next ribbon we're going to use is the black and white polka dot. So we're going to bring that one in. Okay? Put that on there. So we're kind of making a similar bow. I've trimmed it down with the angle going the correct way, so all these angles are going to match on this side of the bow. You can do it any way you want. That is just the way I like to do it. And now I'm coming out at 6 still staying out at 6. And I twist. And I twist. At 6, I'm still twisting when I get to the center. 6, and I twist. I'm going to go up and down. And I'm really manipulating. I'm really twisting it. I'm keeping them very fluffy. Come back in. I'm still at 6. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to scrunch down. Make sure you didn't go too long. That's a little too long. There we go. I knew it looked a little wrong. I got a little aggressive. That can happen. You get excited, you can get aggressive. All right, now we're coming in with the polka dot daisy. All right, we're going to do the same thing. Cut the angle of the daisy. Come to the center here. And I'm going to keep this one as long as the last tail, because I usually like to curl up 1.5 inch ribbon. Coming out to 6. Still, everybody's at 6. I haven't gotten smaller yet. We're about to get smaller in a minute, but not yet. 6. And scrunch. Keep my fingers in the center to apply pressure. Pull that out. I'm going to cut these tails the same length. Okay, you see where we're going with this? It's gonna be cute. Now, my final ribbon is a pinstripe, but if I were to lay that pinstripe right on top of this black, it would kind of get lost. So what I found works better is to bring back just a touch of the white that we used in the back. And then we'll lay the pinstripe on the back. So I cut the tail angle. I come in. I'm going to go just about an inch shorter than my last tail. Look sharp, guys. Looking sharp. This is going to be smaller. Now I'm ready to get smaller, but I'm not going to get too much smaller. 5.5. Because if you get those loops too small, your bow has a tendency to collapse. 5.5. So there's my 6. There's my 5.5. I'm going to scrunch. And I fluff. I do the exact same thing. I'm scrunching and fluffing. And I'm trimming the tails. All right, sweet. Now I'm ready for the pinstripe in the middle. Just to kind of classy that up. I'm going for a very classic look. Oh, that tail's cut the right way. We're good. We didn't have to do anything. Come to the center, twist, and I'm just going to have one smaller loop this time at 5 on each side. And scrunch. And I have finished my bow loops. I'm happy with everything. Trimmed my tail. Now, I'm going to put this right in the center. Go right in the center. I'm going to gently pull it up. That is my shorter cable tie. I hold it in my hand, I put those between my fingers, and I fluff. I just fluff, fluff, fluff. I'm holding pressure while I'm fluffing. I am fluffing. Okay, I'm going to add my last cable tie to the back. All right, y'all, I've got my bow kind of all fluffed. I've been holding it in my hands. I've attached the attachment cable tie on the back. So that's how we're going to put it onto the bunny. Now what I'm going to do is trim off the part that's poking out. We'll give that a trim. And then I need to finish up the center. And I think it would be really cute to go down that center with the daisy ribbon. So let me grab the little piece of a daisy. And what I usually do, so it's not too wide, I cut a little piece off and then I fold it on itself like this. And what I want to do is get the pattern looking pretty cute down the center. Oh, that looks pretty cute. And I think about my placement like I'd like that little half daisy in the center. So to give you a feel of that pattern coming back in from the back. So I just do that. We tie a couple of little basic knots, or if you can only get one, one is fine. Just a basic knot in the back, and then just trim this off. Okay. So then our bow, not our bunny, but our bow is done. All right, let's get ready and put it on our bunny and add all the other fun stuff. Guys, grab your greenery bushes. I've got both of those with the beautiful white flowers. And grab your bow and figure out how you want to do your design. There's a number of ways. You could always put a bow at the neck. Be super cute. We could put a bow centered at the bottom. Would be adorable. But I'm really leaning towards putting the bow off to the side just slightly. And that way the tails could hang down the door like we talked about earlier. So if we do that, what we're going to need is we're going to need the greenery coming out from the bow. So I'm taking a look at my positioning and deciding where I want it. If you want to go right here at the middle of the body, then you know your greenery is going to need to come out on the sides. And it's a real pet peeve of mine when people come straight out, guys. It's just so linear. It doesn't really work. You need to have a curve. Either you're going to curve up around the head or you're going to curve up down around the body. One of the two. Or, you know, if you are just a really simple, clean line person, just a bow and we're done right here. You don't have to have the greenery. I'm going to come down to the bottom though, and I'm going to go off center just slightly. So that means I'm going to need the greenery coming out from both sides this way, and I would either choose up or down or a little of both. Okay, so let's get started on that. I'm going to move this to the side, and here's my two greenery bushes that I'm going to use. Let me pull over my glue pot close because I use a glue pot instead of a glue gun. And y'all, if you've never seen that before, it's just an electric skillet with hot glue in it. So there is that one. And I use like a wooden dowel in there to help apply glue if I need to apply it. So these bushes, we have these in our store at Keleas.com. And the easiest way usually to deal with them is just to pull them, just like that, apart. And they'll easily separate into pieces. We need the length on these this time, so I really going to pull them over, cut them, because we've got to get out from behind that bow. So there's that one. Here's this other bush that I like this one too because it comes with a little twig. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to pull all these pieces. And we're probably not using all of them, but we've got a good start. So I grabbed 3 of these that have a little twig, and I've got a couple that have the eucalyptus and the white paper flower. Okay, so let's start off. I'm going to use the branchy pieces a little bit in the back, and bow is going off center, so we know we've got to shoot out far from that bow. So let's think about like right in here. Let's put this one, and I'm going to point them up a little, and then we'll decide if we like that or if we need to switch it to down. Okay, so I'm just going to put that into the angel vine. It's real easy to go into it. I hit it with a little glue. I don't use a glue gun, guys. I prefer a glue pot. So you're going to see me use that on my videos. But if you only have a glue gun, I just want you to be very careful applying the glue and then moving it because it's so liquidy and can burn the heck out of you. A glue pot can still burn you, but it's not near as hot. Here's the other one I'm going to add to the other side. So I'm going to leave a good space for the bow. I don't want the bow centered. If you look at it, this is center. So the bow's going to go over here, so I need to kind of come over here. How cool is that? So we can kind of come up into the body a little with that. Okay? In our design school course, we call this shaking hands. So when you see me taking and manipulating a piece of floral or greenery, we're shaking hands with it. Okay, I'm going to come in and come up. Now you can see a little bit of glue there. The way I handle that is I take a little Spanish moss, like the littlest bit in my hand. We roll it into a little ball, and I use that to clean that up, just in case the bow doesn't cover all of it. Okay, so there's the first 2. And then I think it'd be kind of fun to have a little bit just kind of coming out of that bow down, but instead of just being straight down, that's a little stark, right? And I don't really want to make this huge arrangement here. So I'm just going to make a slight little turn on it, slight turn heading this direction. So it is a little bit long, so now I'll take my little wire cutters and we'll trim that. Because we want to give the appearance that this was all growing there and this piece kind of came out between the bow. All right, right in the middle. Come on in, guys, right there. And there's some little support wires under there too, so you just get under the wire. And you might want to bring a twig a little more forward. You can see I was curling these little grapevine pieces. They're wired, they're artificial, but that's the best thing about them. Now the two greenery stems that have little flowers, let's look at the length on them. If I were to put one just kind of coming here, could that get out from behind the bow? I feel like it could. If you have to question it, you're not sure, let's bring the bow in. Would it get out? Yes, it would. That'd be fine. So let's go right there. I'm going to attach it there so I don't need all that stem. We'll trim it off. And then I'm going to take and I'm dipping it in my glue pot, getting a little glue on it, and then I'm coming over and we're sliding it in. Super cute. All right, we need the same action over here, kind of coming up and around, but we don't need it shooting off 50 feet over there. Want to keep it, you know, tight to the bow, but enough where you see it. Okay, so I'm going to shake hands with it a little, give it a little shape, and trim it. And we'll put that in right there. Pushing it in. And let's give that bow a dry run. I think that's going to work good for our foundation in the back. Look how stinking cute! So cute, y'all. So I think we're ready to attach our bow. Now, our cable tie for the bow is going this way. There is one little wire there we could attach it to, but I'm going to give you a little trick because I'd really like to be able to fasten this way instead of this way. It would really work better for me to go that way. So you can just easily do that by taking a second cable tie here. In this case, it's this brown one, crisscrossing them. And we'll just attach that, and now we can change that direction. And I'll be much happier because I can grab so much more support when I put that in. So my bow is going right underneath. And I'm grabbing a bunch of angel vine, so I feel like it's going to be a lot more stable. Work with me, baby. Here it comes. So you can see it's coming out the back side. And then I'm going to pull it up. Pull that bow up, and I'm cinching it nice and tight. So we've kind of finished our design, but we really want you guys to always have your work really stand out. And what really looks beautiful is if you always are breaking the planes of your ribbon and your edges of pieces that you work with. So the best way to do, I'm bringing that greenery right to the center, how we talked about. I'm going to pull a little bit up. That's the best way to do that, is take and I'm fluffing the tails too, guys, a little bit. I'm getting them where I want them. I need these to go down. And then, like I talked about before, how we curl up some of the 1.5s. I like that. You can have some straight, some curled, or everybody's straight. You can also dovetail if you don't like the these type of tails. You can do either one. Okay, so the little trick I'm going to tell you now is I like this. I'm moving it up just a little bit to kind of come around the body, just to kind of give it that little fun curve there. But you know what I think would be really fun is to come out between the bow. So we've got some pieces here that we're going to use to come between the bow, so we feel like the bow is living in the forest down here of all these pretty flowers. So I'm going to trim a couple of these pieces off. So this is that really wispy piece. And we're literally going to put this in the grapevine under the bow. So first let me find my little spot. Okay, I've got a spot. I can see where I'm going to go right here. And I'm going to come in. And I'm going to go right into that angel vine. And we're going to come out a little bit. Now it's a little bit long, so I'm going to trim this piece off. And we'll still use the other one. We'll just use it right there with it. Maybe we'll come in right below a little bit below here. Push that in. Oh my gosh, how stinking cute. So there's a couple pieces coming out of our bow. Let's do the same thing over here. You see how that looks? Look at that. That just looks so much better, that the bow is not flat on top. It's giving the impression that the bow has been living in it. And everybody's working together here for to look pretty. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to have to just fight my way behind the ribbons. Find a little spot. And then I'm just going to bring it up. There you go. Keep working it in. And we'll do the same thing up here. So I'm kind of straddling each of the ribbons. And I'm still gluing into the vine. We can glue into the ribbon if we need to. I'm going to use this piece. It's a little bit too long, so I'm going to trim it. When I do, I end up with 2 pieces. But that's all right. I'm going to glue that together. And we're going to just put it in the same little section together. I've actually kind of got them glued. They're together. I'm going to come up here. We're going to come up a little bit with that piece. Okay. And you just have to fluff out your bow. A lot of times when you're working with it, you squish it down a little. You just fluff it back out. Oh my goodness, y'all. Super duper cute. Okay. So we have a little bit of berry left. I think it would be really cute to have some of that berry kind of come out at the top here. So let's get this spray and we'll trim it off the big stem. Or we can tear it. We'll just trim it. It's going to trim just fine. And let's see how that looks. If we were to put just that coming straight up, you can just set it there for a second, decide if you like it. Yeah, I definitely like it. It kind of finishes it out. So we'll take and put a little glue on that. And we're going right into the center. Okay. And I really can't see the glue on that one, so I don't need to really worry about it. And I'm not going to have it shoot straight up. You can see I'm kind of working it at an angle like this, so I'm having it come over just a little bit. And I'm going to twist these. What do you think of that, cutie? Is that a winner? I've got one last piece of this, and let's use that straight down. We're going to continue that line we did with the white, which is kind of shooting a little off center, which is staying with the theme of our bow being catty corner. What do you think? What do you think? Can you make it? I know you can do it, guys. All right, go have fun and make sure you have fun with flowers. Goodness gracious. That is stinking cute.